Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for May 13th, 2022. Also being timeless, so wherever you're catching it in time, this might be relevant or maybe not so much. But if you found your way across this, I don't know, stick around, enjoy the show, at least get a good laugh or get some insight. Anyway, general collective, never force these bad boys to fit your life. You can throw them away with a dishwater for all I care. Yeah. But if you have questions about booking a private reading or any other of my services, go ahead to the description, find the email address, ask what services I provide, see what might be right for you, ask about pricings, discounts, time zones, availability. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's kick this off. So this seems to be a time of reflection with you. Oh yeah. Don't you love this card? It's a lot of internal illumination. This often goes with shadow work, but really what I'm getting in here is the internal. It's just internal workings. I don't want to even call it shadow work. It feels like a one-person show. I feel like the Hermit in here with the Moon, the Four of Swords. If you let your head run wild, you're going to have 3 swords over your head. It's time to get quiet. It's time to look at your inner workings. It's time for you to see what's really being used as your personal navigation system. The Hermit was once the Fool. They had all of their wares in a pouch, just draping over their back. Now that's not where they are anymore. They've utilized all the tools in the bag, and they carry that stick to help be their aid. And the Merkaba in here, it's not an oil lamp, it's a Merkaba lighting up this lantern. What is waking you up? What is your guiding system? What is your passion rediscovered in life? I don't feel like you know what that is yet. I do feel like it is coming out through this internal work, but if you try and force the process rather than just allowing it to happen, which I know is difficult, you're going to have 3 swords in your head and it's not going to be fun. Nobody's going to like this. All right? To surrender is to have the sword at your back, holding you up, cutting through all the BS in here. How fun is that? So we have to recognize even the not so light part of ourselves. Remember, you are a walking duality. You have lightness and darkness inside of you. And somebody even was talking about this within my radius earlier today. So of course it's going to come in, not of course. This is important to acknowledge the darkness inside of you. Oh yeah, why was I thinking of course? Because it just came up randomly. I can almost guarantee this is going out through the collective. So we have something that is a sense of dependency that I think that you really need to work really hard on with yourself. We have the Emperor and the Hierophant, both are in reverse, and it's an escalation of numbers. It's your issues with your own personal self-control and how it's expressed, and how you constantly feel like you have to break barriers in here. I know how that goes. It's like constantly needing to work on something or else nothing is going to have meaning. If you aren't working on something, do you cease to exist? Do you start to fester? Well, in some cases, but not in this particular case. Why do you have this issue with self-control? Why is stubbornness coming about in here? I get it. The stubbornness, it's wanting to not have somebody else dictate your steps And it really is a need and desire for control. When somebody tends to lead the pathway in front of you, it feels like you give up that kind of power. And I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want you to feel like you don't have a voice and it's just not worthy. You absolutely are here to learn that surrender is probably going to be the best form of control, because in that control you have trust that if something challenging were to come your way, you'd be able to cut it through with this bad boy here and not hurt yourself. Look at this. It's not you painting the world the way that you want it to be or that you fantasize it to be. It's painting the world in the beauty of what it actually is. Yeah, it can be broken at any moment, but in that brokenness, it can be remade into something new. So then, let's talk about finding that new passion and letting go of whatever the stress is. I'm not telling you to just let it go and toxic positivity and just good vibes. No, that's obnoxious. It's stupid. Nobody actually does that. When you do, you're bound to make yourself go crazy. Wait a minute. I cannot have a bad feeling. Fudge that noise. You need to absolutely embrace your challenging and bad feelings so that you can transmute it into something else, whatever that might be, and be able to appreciate the better emotions that are coming into play. You need a sense of polarity. In fact, where the heck is my hecking book? Oh my God. I'm gonna have to find this in a moment. So discipline is actually going to be coming into play. Not control, not stubbornness, discipline, and I think diligent thinking. This is where you're going to see the payoff. I really love this. Where the heck is my book? Here it is. Where's the Law of Polarity? Page 65. We're gonna be looking through this. Oh my God. All right, you ready for this? Okay. The universal law of polarity states that everything has an opposite. It is also the law of mental vibration. This law assists us to learn and to discover that all things in life contain a solution, and every perceived failure is a success. By the way, this is the book. 12 Universal Laws by Anne E. Angelheart. What is important to understand with this law is that no matter where you are in your life right now, that in each of our lives experiences and how we see them is possibility and the ability to experience the polar opposite. According to this law, our lives have an unlimited amount of possibilities. Because of this, we travel on our journeys in any direction that we choose, and any experience is yours. This law of polarity helps us to learn the lessons of acceptance and surrender in whatever we are experiencing in our lives. Every experience and circumstance we have in our life is happening to us and gives us an active lesson. These lessons assist us and help us understand that everything in our life is working together for our own good. I know. This is the truth no matter how we perceive those events or experiences. I really don't want you to feel like the universe is trying to brush off the crap that has happened to you. It's not about that. And I know to just look for the silver lining can be absolute madness. So kind of go towards this with an open mind that it's not trying to just keep everything all positive, happy, joy. It's like, no, it sucked. It really did suck. Like that effing sucked. But now here, you know the depths of it. Now you know what the opposite of this can be. Absolute hell. Can you imagine what heaven is going to look like in this one? The law of polarity tells us that anything and everything can be split into two different experiences. Each of these experiences holds unlimited possibilities within them. Know this by observing that everything has an opposite. Our consciousness brings all events that we experience in life in the way that we have chosen to experience it. So if you do not like the experience you are having, then change it by having what you choose to focus on. Consciously choose first what you experience. Consciously choose first what experience do you want to have. See, I can read things so weird. Then change your thoughts and feelings and take action towards that experience. When you truly come to an understanding of this truth and reality, embrace that you choose your experiences, you have learned that you are personally responsible for your desired experience, whether you are having it right now or not. Once you truly know this in all of your fibers of your being, then you will have made a step towards achieving self-mastery. If your experience now is a life of debt, struggle, lack of love in your life, then just stop. Step back from the situation and look at what is actually occurring in your life. You want to stop and realize that on some level you have chosen this side of polarity to learn lessons. Then decide and feel it inside that you now choose to change this experience. Remember, it is not good or bad, it just is. God, I'm not laughing at this, but this has been in numerous conversations with clients, private conversations, collective stuff. It's just, this is wild. It's never without a sense of irony. Fate is never without a sense of irony. Okay, you will learn the lesson completely by choosing to walk the polarity of the situation. Now, if you want to experience abundance, harmony, love in your life, know that all you have to do is choose it. Choose a different reality consciously and knowingly within yourself. Choose the polarity to learn from. Within you, choose the polarity to learn from. Then it will manifest much quicker if you attempt to change the experience because of the ego-based beliefs. I just threw the book because mic drop. That's so flippin' funny. Okay. What do you want to experience? Because you're here to break all those barriers. You're here to have a new structure in your life. You're here to have a new type of focus. If you're way deep in the shit, you need. Oh, sorry. If there is a youngin on here right now, I'm super sorry about my swearing. I'm really trying. If you're experiencing some crap right now, what is on the flip side of that? How do you plug into that reality? Let's flippin' look into it. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive. Connect with nature. As long as you're not in some sort of a destitute, dangerous situation, go out in nature and let nature happen to you. Deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, and be held. Trust your path. If you knew that you'd be supported, what would you do? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. And then I actually want this one. Yes, just say friggin' yes. All right, so beauty, devotion, wisdom, teacher. I don't really feel like this is part of that, but I'm going to keep it over here because I feel like I'm going to need it at a different part. Okay, so how do you go about this? You recognize yourself for the absolute and completely sensitive person that you are. And I know that you've probably heard that you are too sensitive, you're too needy, you're too emotional, you're too this, you're too that, you're too much space, you're too much oxygen. Fill in the blank of whatever you're too much of. This is something that you have chosen to experience. So the sensitivity of that, you're not too much of any damn thing. I want you to know this. It is actually somewhat of a superpower, but you've put too much pressure on this and why it is expressed the way that it is. Now it's time for you to actually detach from your situation and go and let yourself honestly fall asleep. Let yourself be tired and just be held by, I don't know, the earth. Be held by somebody, be held by something. But let yourself completely energetically break down. You've probably been feeling really exhausted. So the trust your path, even though it's in the challenging aspect, this is your path. This is the realization of the path and how different things can be. So how do you get from one area to another? Well, this is what we're looking at right now, isn't it? So do something to change your energy and say yes to it. So actually, I gave that challenge to a client recently to just say yes. And I think I brought this up in another video recently, another collective reading. 30 days. If somebody is granting you an opportunity to do something that, again, is not going to threaten your life or your safety, go for it. And it's not that you're just saying yes to everything. You're truly learning what it is that you do want to experience versus what you don't. So it's not always going to be a yes. It's going to end up being... a definitive no at times. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and yes, it's been about an hour since I started recording, but here we are again. And it's like 5 minutes left of this. We got regeneration. Regeneration is all about second chances. You do have a second chance at your experience, even talking about polarities. The second chance is obviously going to be a mind shift for you. A lot of things are going to go up in flames, and it's going to go down in flames, up in smoke. I think that's how it goes. But it's absolutely necessary for the second chance. Something has to completely dissolve in order for this to follow through. Let me plug it in. All right, let's talk about what it's going to be in order for the reality plug-in to be different. That's really what it feels like. Ascended Masters, what's it gonna take? Archangel Raphael. There it is. And then we have the third eye chakra. Chakra. Okay. Okay. I know I keep saying okay, but okay. Powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. So you're going to absolutely probably need to have a mentor of sorts. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. You have a strong bond with fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. It's talking about you getting outside and grounding. And then it's safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. So this is, how are you going to change your paradigm? First off, it's you not gaslighting yourself on this. There is going to be a reinforcement of your intuition, and it feels like this is going to really gain your confidence in how you can see through people, see through motives, see through any sort of emotions, and get the real nitty-gritty on this. So this is a guide coming in to help you trust your intuition and exactly what's right in front of you. Okay, so what is all this leading to? You learning how to get answers. I think I have a sneeze coming on. Okay, the creative project. And we have relationships, relationship with self without question. And let's see, the ocean. What is all of this leading to? Let me read the ocean to you right now. The deep blue speed, the deep blue speed. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Anyway, the deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even an act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about a desirable effect. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. The relationship with yourself is going to be that's absolutely necessary. It changes. The reinforcement that you are getting through your mentors is going to teach you to ask and answer even more questions and see that source is answering them completely in connection with you. The creative projects is your own individual way that you express your insights and the way that you gather information. So really learning how to read yourself and mending the relationship with yourself, which I feel has been out of touch for quite some time. You have actually rejected your own uniqueness and your vulnerability, seeing it as some sort of a hindrance rather than this exceptional tool. This is going to lead to more playfulness and jovialness that's coming from you. I feel a lightness coming about you. There is steady progress in healing. There is steady progress in your own divine channel kind of opening up. And this is going to open up more when you wash away all of these hurdles that had been part of the old polarity of your life, how everything was seen with this dark tinted glass. I feel like it's all being wiped away, but you have to do this constant cleansing. Even imagining yourself being cleansed is going to dissipate all of that old energy that was in connection with how you were open, how you experienced life, how you experienced everything in relationship to yourself. All right, you. It looks very positive. It looks like it's going to be steady progress. You're going to have to keep on yourself about how often you wash away this old, experience, blocks, judgments even on yourself. And also the guide that's coming in, I want there to be open dialogue with that. So this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for May 13th, 2022, again being timeless. So if you do have questions again about booking a private session or private reading, go ahead to the description, find the email address, reach out, or you can find me on the social platforms and again, send me a DM. So it's @Raising Savak, and it's one word, no punctuations, no underscores, no spaces, no numbers. It's RAISINGSEVAK. Why am I doing this? Because a lot of spam accounts pretending to be me. Definitely reach out if you have questions, and I hope that this finds you well. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. So there's been a relationship either with self or with others, romantic, maybe platonic, whatever the relationship is. There's a relationship in your life right now that you had to establish some really brutal truths and boundaries. And I see that this was at a time getting kind of toxic, and it also seems like communication was going downhill, and it seems like a lot of the plans that you guys concocted together started to go through a cancellation. So the Sun card in here is feeling like all was over. I'm not talking about abusive relationships. I'm not talking about toxic relationships. They were starting to get toxic. Communication was starting to go down, but I don't feel like it was toxic. There was a lot of triggering that has occurred, but as long as it's not abusive, actually toxic, and as long as it's not in any way, shape, or form illegal, this reading, I'm going to say this is probably for you, but if it's any of those, I don't care what the cards say, get away. All right. I see that this relationship has a lot of meaning for you. I see that it's something that has ultimately changed your life, that has made a lot of big decisions within itself about where it's going. And I know that this is probably something that is going to be picked up again. This relationship, it does go both ways. Both people really love and care about each other to whatever the actuality of it is. Again, platonic or romantic. This could also, we could say it's a relationship with self, but I'm not really feeling that. I want you to love yourself. Don't think that that's not what I'm saying. The Ace of Cups is a new beginning that is coming into place. Somebody is going to be talking this out. I do feel like both people are going to be, or however many people are involved, are going to be coming to the table with saying what they can bring, what they want. It's about having a lot of needs met in this. So where is this going to lead to in this new beginning? You guys are going to change really flippin' fast. Communication going to happen really fast. movement very fast. This might actually involve physical moving, obviously movement too. But the passion and the communication is really going to get that spark back. And I feel like it is coming really out of nowhere. I feel like you both need each other and want each other. It feels like the rivers have kind of calmed down, and you guys have come a long way from where you began. So it feels really good. You guys are there. So it looks like somebody really didn't know what to do, and they wanted to avoid completely dismantling whatever this connection was. They didn't want to hurt anybody. They didn't want to admit anything to themselves or to the other person. And again, they were, I think, a lot of tiptoeing around the elephant in the room and what was really going on with them. They kept trying to fix the situation and not talk about it. All it did was make things worse. And I think that you felt that this person was too proud to really say what was really going on with them. And honestly, the fear that they had, I don't feel like it actually came from the person they were afraid of. I think that this is stemming from somewhere else. So it looks like you guys are finally overcoming whatever this backbreaking period was. I do feel like you guys were emotionally separated for quite some time. This is not about abusive, toxic, illegal situations. These are, normally healthy relationships that were kind of on the fritz. If this is abusive, toxic, or illegal, I clearly would never recommend you staying in any sort of relation crap situation. No. So let's keep this in mind. We have the Three of Pentacles here, really starting to listen to each other and teach what you have learned about yourself through this emotional separation that you guys have went through. I don't think that either party truly wanted to step away. I feel like it was necessary to step away. So we have the Six of Swords here, which is all about healing. There's healing from shame. There's healing from guilt even in here. I feel like things have really slowed down in your lives, and that you guys were really able to take a long, hard look at yourselves. So this, I do feel like this is somebody who's in your life, but I feel like there's been an emotional separation. Where is this leading to? Well, things changing really fast for you guys. What else? Oh no. What is this devil energy about? All right. You guys have to talk about the pain, the toxicity, the burdens that were in the relationship for any sort of change to really follow through. You guys have to talk about what happened so it doesn't happen again. And this could look painful. It could look ugly. I would be nervous about going towards this, but that's not something that you should be nervous about going towards. There's a lot of anxiety about talking about this, and that's what I was really just trying to say. Don't dance around the anxiety of it. Let yourself fully embrace that anxiety. I really hope that this made sense. It's important to see yourself as more than one person who has to do everything. Wait, did that come out right? You are more than somebody who has to do everything. That's really what I mean to say. There is delegating responsibility to the appropriate parties, to anyone else, but you don't need to keep the world moving. I know sometimes it seems like that. This is telling you to rest, and that no matter what you do, there are conditions that are outside of your control that are taking shape in your life, and it's best that you learn to let go now rather than hurt yourself down the road. And I see that feeling building up inside of you of not being able to be present because you're trying to take on the entire world and get everything moving. So it's seeing exactly what's going on. There's a point of actually disconnecting and watching everything unfold, and being a active participant in it, but some part of me wants to say passively watching yourself be an active participant. Does that make sense? So this is seeing when the time comes to make the decision, you are going to be ready, and you're not going to be cloudy. You're not going to feel like you have to carry the entire world on. When you stop doing everything for everyone else in here, you can actually start to make the correct decisions for yourself that are made in your highest good for what you can do in this world. So when you start to say no to things that aren't serving you, you actually take the weight off of your own self and allow yourself to be carried further to a more treasured stream. Kind of like it like that. So let's look really at the fork in the road. I'm getting the pull to really read this aspect to you right now. So this is every choice has a consequence. And the people who do not, well, I'm not reading the book in this part, the people who do not make any choices, there's still a consequence for that lack of choice. So you've arrived at the fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled, or will the one that's worn by others, or the one that's been worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone. So to make these circumstances and people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this conjunction. It's important, and it's an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you'll have a rich and meaningful experience. So what path are you going to choose? What are you going to choose to have as your experience? This is going to lead you to different, very different treasures, but treasures nonetheless. But not everything is up for you to do, and not every responsibility is yours to carry. So yeah, I hope that this made sense. You have something flippin' amazing in store for you. So it's really important to take a long, hard look at your life and see what's coming together. There's feelings of authenticity that are coming into, that are looking to become in alignment with you. It's not about having an ego or pride. It's about reestablishing what your values are and with what you are experiencing and what you are drawing in. So for some of you, this might feel like you're taking a step back and you're not. You're looking at this with a higher level of awareness. You're at a higher elevation. You have more than enough life experience underneath your belt. And also we have people who have been a constant in your life. If nobody else, then this is you who's been the constant. So even at your most lonesome times, you do have yourself, but you also have Source, Spirit, God, whatever you believe in. This is something that should involve a sense of peace in your life, because if nothing else, you're going to discover a level of calm, truth, and realizations, and complete ownership of your life, which is going to give you a major sense of empowerment. When you don't put the responsibility on others for your life's events and take responsibility for what got you to all of these points in your life and all of these the realizations of it, that level of control in some real way sets you free, but also puts you as the leader in this. You have control over every essence of your experience. Really hope that this made sense. What is it that you do want to experience? I feel like life is giving you a gift, an olive branch, to have things not be so hard, but to look and reflect on the movie that was your life. There's definitely a sense of homecoming with you. All right, so this is going to be a pretty long message from Spirit. I have 3 cards in front of me. It's going to be from the main guide or from a loved one who's crossed over. Let's do this. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. The common saying is, be in the world, but not of it, and wear the world loosely. It refers to the need to be engaged with life while not being attached to specific outcomes.
Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of many co-creators here to play. We have many ideas how this should all play out. Just know that the outcome doesn't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience and how you let yourself flow through life. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. So when you wear the world loosely, why am I reading this weird? So will you wear the world loosely, or will you let it straitjacket you? It's your choice. Whatever happens, have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. Spirit has a plan. We are gathering magic together to help you celebrate your new beginning. You've stepped into a new version of your life and getting to tell a new story as you create it. Doesn't it feel like spring when the urge to expand wells up inside you from a primal place? The form of what you are growing has yet to take shape, and it's exciting to experience this new and fresh beginning. It's normal to feel both push and pull back when entering in any new kind of relationship, and it's okay to admit you don't really know what to expect. What you can know is that it's time to dive in and allow that version of life to take shape through you on behalf of your partner in life, Spirit. You've made it to a new level of awakening and contributing, and we're so excited to see where this takes you next. And we have a secret for you. The more you think you know, the less you actually do. So if you are willing to keep an open mind, you'll avoid the narrow confines of the know-it-all and be open up to the unlimited potential that can be discovered only by the curious optimist. Curiosity allows you to discover new things and see the world from a different perspective and find answers to questions you may not even know you have. Right now, whatever is going on, it's important to know that you are not aware of all of the aspects of it that you need to make an informed choice. You might be projecting a story that isn't totally true. So moving forward, your mantra should be, I don't know, or that's interesting, as you keep your mind and heart open to new experiences and tell a richer existence overall. All of us over here wants you to be all that you can be. We're cheering on for you. We are loving you always and forever, and we are so proud of you. Love, Spirit. So it looks like the hardship is over, and it looks like you finally had some sort of a break in your life, and it's not all glitz and glamour. I'm going to read this in parts. So you know your worth, but the thing is, since you know your worth, you know what you can't settle for anymore. And you know that you won't force yourself to. That is both sweet and kind of sour in this breath. It's leading to a sense of stubbornness, like I'm going to move on, I'm going to do this, I'm ready for this, I'm ready to move on, but I'm also gonna have to take it slow because if I try to throw myself into this, it's just gonna hurt. There's a lot that you need to realize about yourself, that you can still be this stubborn driving force and keep your passion alive in life. What's happened to you, I get that it's painful, but it's over. And you have to allow the physical changes to take shape in your life. These are going to be small, little incremental changes that are going to be made. And as I'm saying this, I'm being pulled to this. Spirit has been giving you a very strong message recently, and it's getting right in your face. Pay attention to any of the signs and synchronicities. This might even be getting a phone call from somebody you haven't heard from in a while. And this is saying, let yourself be curious about this. Let yourself see how the unconventional can actually be effective in your life. These are unconventional but blessed changes that are coming into play, and it's all physically starting with you. I do see a treasure that is coming in, and pay attention to the forks that are in your road. This is a new chance for you in life. And it's a chance for you to break down your old walls, your old boundaries, and to really get what it is that you actually want. Not what you wanted, what you actually want. So this, all that glitters, is about being very understanding and clear about what it is that you do want. So it's important for that self-check-in time, which you can't do with everybody around you always adding in their sense of influence in this. So this alone time is absolutely a second chance. It might be a mentally alone time. It might be a physically alone time. It might just feel like you are separate from everybody, but take it for the gift that it is. You know your worth, you know what you're not going to settle for, and you have to reassess what it is that you do want based off of all of those changes for yourself alone. Let's see. This is going to be blessed. Be very clear and be very careful with what you wish for, because it is going to cause the very physical changes in your life. You will get what you want. You are truly divine in creating this in spirit. It's on the hunt with you.